Luka Dončić just signed a contract that shook the entire NBA. 3 years, $165 million, locked in with the Los Angeles Lakers. At first glance, it sounds like the Lakers simply secured their new franchise player. But the reality? This deal is a chess move, one that could reshape the balance of power in the league for years to come, because while Lakers fans are celebrating right now, some are also asking the same question: why only 3 years? And that's where the story gets really interesting. This deal isn't just about Luka staying in purple and gold. It's about setting up the biggest payday in NBA history, the wildest free agency class ever, and potentially the rise of a new dynasty in Los Angeles. So let's break it down piece by piece, because once you understand the strategy behind this extension, you'll see why today's headline might be remembered as the start of something historic. First, the basics. Luka's extension is for 3 years, $165 million, with a player option in 2028. That comes out to an average of $55 million per season, an absolutely staggering number on its own. But here's the twist. Luka could have signed a 5-year deal and guaranteed himself even more long-term security. Instead, he went short. Why? Because Luka is playing the long game. This isn't about locking himself down for the rest of the decade. It's about keeping the pressure on the Lakers while setting himself up to cash in on the NBA's exploding salary cap. Remember, Dallas traded him because they weren't confident he'd commit long-term. The Lakers knew the risk when they pulled the trigger. And now, they've got him for at least 3 more seasons, but with an escape hatch sitting right there in 2028. So while the headlines scream Luka locked in, the reality is more complicated. He's secured massive money now, but he's also given himself the ultimate leverage later. Here's where this contract goes from big to historic. By 2028, Luka Dončić will have more than 10 years of service time in the NBA. That means he'll be eligible for the 35% Supermax, the biggest contract possible under the league's rules. Combine that with the NBA's brand new $76 billion media rights deal, which allows the salary cap to rise by up to 10% per year, and the math gets crazy fast. The projections: a 5-year deal worth $417 million. That's over $83 million per season. Let that sink in. We're talking about Luka potentially making more than $1 million per game. If he opts out in 2028 and signs that Supermax, it would be the largest contract in sports history. Not just the NBA, any sport. And that's exactly why Luka structured this deal the way he did. Take care of today's money, but leave the door wide open for tomorrow's fortune. It's not just smart, it's calculated brilliance. Luka is betting on himself, on the league's growth, and on his ability to be the face of basketball's future. But this isn't just about Luka. This is about the Lakers too. Make no mistake, the Lakers front office knew exactly what they were doing here. They didn't just sign Luka to an extension, they signed him to a deal that perfectly fits their grand strategy, Project 2027. If you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed how the Lakers have been carefully structuring contracts, clearing cap space, and keeping flexibility for one specific summer, 2027. That's when some of the biggest names in basketball could be available. That's when the Lakers want to make their next super team swing. And the beauty of Luka's deal, it doesn't interfere with that plan at all. By keeping it short, the Lakers get Luka secured as their centerpiece, while still keeping the books wide open for the most loaded free agency class we've ever seen. It's the best of both worlds. Stability now, flexibility later. So why is 2027 so important? Because that's when the NBA's free agent market could explode like never before. Just look at the list of names who could be available. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Trae Young, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine. It's like a video game fantasy draft dropped into real life. And for the Lakers, it's an opportunity to pair Luka with another superstar in his prime. Think about it. Giannis and Luka, or Jokic and Luka, or even Steph finishing his career under the Hollywood lights. For Luka, it's the perfect safety net. If the Lakers fail to land a superstar in 2027, he can leave in 2028. If they succeed, he stays, signs that $417 million Supermax, and becomes the face of a new dynasty. It's not just a contract, it's a countdown clock to the biggest free agency frenzy in NBA history. And this is where the speculation gets wild. Imagine, just for a second, Luka Dončić and Nikola Jokic on the same team. Two of the most skilled European players in NBA history side by side, wearing purple and gold. On paper, it sounds like a cheat code. Luka's scoring, Jokic's passing, their combined basketball IQ, it would break the league. Now, let's be real. Jokic has always been the opposite of Hollywood. He's quiet, reserved, happiest when he's with his horses back home in Serbia. The bright lights of LA don't seem like his vibe. But here's the thing. The NBA never goes the way you expect. If you told me 2 years ago that the Dallas Mavericks would trade Luka Dončić, I would have said you were crazy. If you told me a year ago that Damian Lillard would end up in Milwaukee, I wouldn't have believed you. If you told me 5 years ago that Kevin Durant would join the Warriors, I would have laughed in your face. And yet, all of those things happened, so don't write it off, because the idea of Luka and Jokic joining forces isn't just fan fiction, it's a possibility, however small, that could flip the entire NBA upside down. But while we dream about 2027, let's not forget the present, because the Lakers aren't just sitting around waiting for the future. They're already moving. This summer, they added DeAndre Ayton. They brought in Marcus Smart. They've been aggressive on the trade market. And now, with Luka officially locked in, expect even more bold moves. Why? Because the Lakers know the clock is ticking. They've got 3 guaranteed years with Luka under contract. That's their window to prove they can build a championship roster around him. They can't afford to waste a season. Every move they make from here on out has to send one message. The Lakers are all in. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when the Lakers smell a chance to build a dynasty, they don't hesitate. Here's the part that makes this all so fascinating. Luka holds all the power. Think about it. He's already secured generational wealth. He has a player option that lets him walk in 2028, and he's positioned to sign the richest deal in sports history if he stays. The Lakers can't take him for granted. They have to prove to him over the next 3 seasons that they're serious about winning titles. And for Luka, this isn't just about money. This is about legacy. He's already one of the most talented players we've ever seen. But talent alone doesn't cement your place in NBA history. Championships do. And that's why this deal matters. Luka isn't just betting on the Lakers, he's betting on himself to lead one of the most iconic franchises in sports back to the top. If he does it, he's not just rich, he's a legend. But zoom out for a moment. This deal is bigger than Luka, bigger than the Lakers, because what we're seeing is the future of the NBA. Superstars are no longer locking into decade-long commitments. They're playing the short game. They're keeping leverage. They're making sure franchises never get too comfortable. This is player empowerment at its peak. And Luka just set the standard for the next generation. Think about what this means for the league. More movement, more speculation, more chaos. And for fans, it means the drama never stops. So where does this leave us? Luka Dončić is a Laker. He secured $165 million with a chance to sign the biggest deal in sports history in 2028. The Lakers have their cornerstone and the flexibility to chase another superstar in 2027. It's a win-win, but it's also a gamble, because the next 3 years will decide everything. Will the Lakers build a contender around Luka? Will another superstar join him in LA? Or will we see another shocking twist with Luka walking away in 2028? One thing's for sure, this isn't just a contract extension. It's the opening chapter in a story that could define the next decade of basketball. The question isn't whether Luka will be rich. He already is. The question is, will he be lifting trophies in purple and gold, or will this deal just be the setup for the NBA's next shocking betrayal? Only time will tell.